Look, an Overdweller! Yes, yes, an invader from above! She uses our Aetherites against us! She has defied Titan's sacred sanctuary! Trespass! Violated! Defiled! Overdwellers must leave! Overdwellers must fly! Brothers and sisters, fear her not. Her fate shall be decided by the Lord of Crags. Hear me, Overdweller. You and your treacherous brethren must be held to account for breaking of the covenant. You shall be the first to face judgment. Then Limsa, Lominsa, and her oathbreakers, liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. Oh, great Father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. Oh, great Father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. He has come! He has come! The Lord of Crags, Titan has come! Overdweller, art thou deaf to the weeping? Thy vile kind coveteth ever the blessing of the land, and murdereth my children by the score, all in service to greed. Such sins are beyond pardon. I am not the first to suffer thy defiance. Thou didst bring evil. Godless Overdweller, thy myriad heresy shall not go unpunished. Upon thee shall I reckon a terrible vengeance. The Lord of Crags, great Father Titan has fallen. The crimes of the Overdwellers shall never be forgiven, never be forgotten. No, no, never! 'Twas your kin who broke the covenant. We acted only in defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never will there be peace. Until our dying breaths, we shall defy you. Deny, decry, defy! Now these are the readings one would expect of an icon. I have seen enough. We proceed as planned. Are you sure it's wise, man? Your curiosity is untested and unproven. We do not yet know its true capabilities. Then trust in mine, Ridditon. My curiosity, as he so eloquently put it, would have the best of Titan in the blink of an eye. Why, there be truths to legends that would readily subjugate the whole of Heresey if given but a little while longer. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. What you may say may well be true, but while such devices may win battles, I do not believe they will serve to change the course of this war. Oh, they will. Have a little faith, my friend. I cannot, of course, endorse this course of action. And now she has a fourth. Fascinating. Carry on, Crystal Bell. Farther we have come, the work is far from done. And not remained to mark his passing. Well, the Asians are nothing if not elusive. It is a little wonder they should be cast advanced teleportation magics at will. But that they would choose to consort with the Empire. What common goal could they possibly share? I feared I might arrive too late, but I see you had the matter well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that we are not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow on. There is something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Aetheryte in Zelma's Run, and we will rendezvous at the Camp Bronze Lake. Agreed? I am relieved to see you well. But come, let us discuss our next step. The word will already have reached Maelstrom Command. Protocol requires that a representative of our order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours, Sainthia. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. Sainthia. Permit me to apologize a second time. Earlier, I was flustered and not myself. In the aftermath of the Tombearer's escape, I completely overlooked our accomplishments. We confirmed the viability of Nemean tactics, and proved that a scholar and a marauder working in tandem is a force to be reckoned with. We do not say. And correct me if I'm mistaken, but the fairy regains some of her memory, yes? With that in mind, I feel comfortable claiming that this was a worthwhile endeavor. However, do try and gain greater master of your meaning, Sainthia. I would hate to repeat with that incident. Thank you for coming, Sainthia. Word of your triumph reached me some while ago, but I'm pleased to have it personally confirmed. First Ifrit, now Titan. Truly, when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the Warriors of Light less keenly, and there can be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. The people of Limsa Limitsa are forever in your debt. I shall relay the new details of your report to the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Sainthia, this is Minfilia. Y'shtola has informed me of your success. You have won a great victory for the people of Heresey, one that shall not be forgotten. And what is more, both you and Y'shtola emerged from Okamoro unscathed, while Tataru and the others seemed as glad of that as they did of Titan's fall. You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be waiting for your return at Waking Sands. There's much to discuss. Godspeed. This one is glad. Walking one is safe.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Thank heaven she is safe. Louis Soir, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring her forth, and you may yet know mercy.
Confound it! Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
No!
Conditions of surrender denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! We leave! Bring the prisoners.
Walking when Minfilia asked me to. In case Walking One returned, this one was to say. At church in Eastern Thanalan, Walking One must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect Walking One Minfilia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Save. something troubling you, my child? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Close your eyes and look within. Acknowledge your misdeeds and regrets. Pray and endeavor to atone, and with an earnest heart you shall surely find salvation, my child. The wild roses are dead, Father, and I know not what to do. The wild roses. I see. You may speak freely here. We're all friends of the science. How could this have happened? Are you certain that Minfilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Minfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer this same service to her brother and sister Science. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marquez, would you come here for a moment? Yes, Father. If you require assistance, pray speak to him with Marquez. He's a trifle shy, but I'm sure he means well. I should explain, Marquez is a survivor of the Battle of Cardsnow. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would have surely perished in the desert. Marquez, I want you to look after Sainthia. Do you understand? Yes, Father. Excuse me, Sainthia. Do you have a moment? Concerns this broken horloge. This broken horloge, which was found in the pocket of a man who was brought here for burial. Something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a ballpoint chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. They're often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I did not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. Ballpoint chisels, and a pair of needle-nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap. Those balls! I mean, yes, this should be sufficient payment. Let's do business with you. Have you brought the tools I requested? Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. It was for naught. Though I repaired the device easily, the sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, and as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Sainthia, this was a mistake. Please give the horloge to Sister Eluin. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it return to him. Good day to you. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Never before have I seen such a device. You say that measures the passing of time. You may have them more common in Garlemald. I'm given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquez said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear. You don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy. It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybo. But more importantly, how did Marquez manage to repair this device? I know he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. I recognize you now, Sainthia. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to the others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. Eh? You don't look like one of them church fellas. I thought I'd turn you away. No, sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the cars for yourself. Stuff of nightmares, I tell you. God's damn reparables. I don't know what quarrel they have with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, anybody seen you around here for? Or do you have just have one of them faces? Never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies up to the lich yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying on the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. I know I cover your nose where you work. Some of the folks are starting to turn. What happened to the big fella? I figured. Just bring the next batch and toss them in the back. Ain't like they're complaining if you're rough. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in 1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take long to deliver all the corpses to the lich yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. What? Wondering if I'm still here? Hell, I don't need to rush. Like these folks have pressing up for me to keep, you know? Central. Oh, there's a North Shroud. I see you decided to heed my advice. I pray in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Western Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing the comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many of them, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's well. Although we can perform the rites for most of the Scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. This one is surprised to see walking one of the Little Solace. How can these ones assist walking one? No, Raxia! But this one does not understand. Come, Roxio. This one has heard much wailing. This one will know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Noraxia! How did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So, not only Noraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Noraxia. Noraxia went to Dandelion at behest of this one. Walking One was with Noraxia at the end. Tell this one Noraxia was brave. Tell this one Noraxia did not suffer. This one's glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Noraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Till Praying Ones, these ones will remember this guidance. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones will not have Noraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. We thank you for your service to the church and to the sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we interred the remaining science in the lich yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you've already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Sainthia. I'm not imagining, Sainthia. I know I'm being watched. This is different, sinister. It is as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Would you go look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Like the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait. Father Illud must have heard this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend that such a thing would happen on my unholy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? This is Galleon steel. Which means the man who was watching Marquez was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before the more Imperials
come. I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Cid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
who are you?
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the 7th Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity, so let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
The Enterprise. I have heard that name before, but where? Whilst you were catering to the company of buffoons every whim, I was gathering information of our feather foe. As a result, I was not present when the Garleans came. I suppose we should be grateful for our great fortune. Although it matters little should Garuda grow powerful enough to bring Heresey to heel. What a curious twist of fate. That Master Sid Garlon would at last be found within our church. Defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Sainthia. You should find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the Final Flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gubu Wall of Ul'dah. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Kurthus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over the Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Kurthus. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there would have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid, Sainthia. this one? Yeah, this two. Is it aught I can assist you with, miss? The Enterprise? You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? Aye, I need to refer to the records. I knew that ship was sighted overhead 5 years ago and clearly bound for Kurthis. What became after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, speak of the Vodafone at Florentil Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am sure what you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fight it? I tell that the machine is fiendishly complex. You have come in search of Voltivar? Voltivar. Oh, well met. You have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the Great Snows came to Kurthis. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, then I wager it's still somewhere in Kurthis. The astrologians at the observatory may have records which could help, but to obtain them, you will need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now have little regards for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you if should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I have little doubt they will accept aid freely offered. Head, Providence Point, and White Brim. So let's level food up. No wolf bulb. Alright, so these two. Excuse me? Can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare. And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ah, how absurd. As if we were permanent masters, we use the records of the observatory. Do not mistake your courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to try out freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Halloning at mercy, are you still here? Let me take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I can't have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. If it wasn't for you, miss, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable, dragon-loving bastards! Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I pray the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Very well, friend. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment of this. We are proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologers to entertain your request. However, understand that it is absolutely their decision whether or not you may peruse the records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edna. Come in search of an airship. This is highly unorthodox. What could ever Sir Ludovois be thinking? It is true we maintain the meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to track Dravinian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers looking about. If you would persist in your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Folomol up above. No, absolutely not. Have you an inkling what you are asking? Where our records have fallen into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war that has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between sovereign nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are in the arbiters of Hallone's will. I will not put our great nation at risk. Certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship, of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Fulham. I wish to speak to you regarding recent... Oh, I didn't realize you had a guess. Inquisitor Guillaume, you honor us with your presence, sir. The lady was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durendare's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you speak in an airship last seen in Kurthis 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Kurthis. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you might find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. I was not aware you aided in House Durendare in that fashion. Thank you, madam. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. You there, madam. I cannot help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it will require that you reform me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs to the east of the observatory. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in that vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. What a relief to see someone other than a goddamn birdman. I thought I could finish my work whilst the exile away, but they returned far quicker than anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope before they might leave. Again, before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You're not one of our knights. A man of a house during there cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, madam. Arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. Ah, but you're equal to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you may have already aided your own cause. House Durandar is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sight of a Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the observatory records. There's just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is you petition Lord Portalaine for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandar carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you'll have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. You've caused quite a stir in a short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight. Now I hear you rescuing a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something from your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny you've given us no cause to distrust you. While you have performed 2 acts, I would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It's only fitting that you have aided us one final time, wouldn't you agree? Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take the woman of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter was bound for Skyfire Locks that was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of the shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. Unless you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Hellion, further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. I have a good thing tidings to share. Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show. God bless you, friend. It's all there. Every last... but wait. That chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells, that's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against the shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury, take me a draconian rosary, in the possession of Lord Francel. Yet, perhaps it's not so difficult to fathom. House Halinair is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, miss. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Halinair. Other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardrian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. You need not watch the sky so long as the House Durnair holds the Oppositorium. Should the Drabinis come, the golden bell will sound, and all of Ishgard shall hearken to its call. Listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man who will wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I have served House Halinair for years prior to the Collab. You must go to Skyfarlocks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and you must spare him no mercy. Speak to them of an elder rights, and you will meet with our friend. Now go. You look as though you have something to say, do you? Is that a mad device in your pocket, or are you happy to meet me? I see Sir Carlo have not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. Pity has not been seen in cure this since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the draconian rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered proof by many to be proof of my heresy. Must to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt, this will only add to the weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship? I see. It may require prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I should direct you to one in better position to assist you. Lord Hochefall of the House Forton commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. If worst comes to worst, seek the aid of we who bear the sigil of the rose. House Halionaire has battled the Dravidian horde since the Heresey, and we shall never yield. Let the rabble blood what they will over the rude cups. Forth he may be of his father's loins, or Sir Francel is the first in piety and discernment. Skyfire locks can be in no better hands. The unmistakable swagger of a well-trained travel adventurer. If you're come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray tell me why you have come. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah, yes, the letter made mention of pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? So this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Corthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove more difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events. For while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Kart, no, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Forton. As you have doubtless realized by now, the High Houses of Ishgard, House Forton included, are either unwilling or able to offer you any formal assistance in your search. However, that does not mean there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives of each guard, though I would suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady Neen of mine own house Hortal, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There's also a Cravelet of House Harlinard, who can be found at Skyfire Locks, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. Have you spoken with the Chief Astrologian of House Nirdare yet? Really? Perhaps he would be more accommodating once I inform you that you are a friend of House Hortal. Do not concern yourself with House Des Zemel. I shall contact them myself. See the council of the three I've mentioned and return to me when finished. Please warm yourself by our hearth. Take a rest from your journeys. Life is not a race, my friend. Rush blindly forward without concern for your health, and you will one day pay the price. Why, hello, good madam. What's that? An airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you speak. Likely no one of House Fortal does, for if they did, I would definitely know as well. Topic on everyone's lips these days will become the young Lord Français. Some say the allegations are longer overdue, given how many members of House Hallionard have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. In case you weren't aware, House Fortal is quite willing, even eager to employ adventurers and sellswords. The commander in particular is known to possess a soft spot for your type. Not everyone is one mind in this matter, of course, but I've made it known to the others that I support this endeavor. Women like yourself can be quite helpful, or if nothing else, quite fascinating. Alone and grab your strength. There must be some way to... Oh, who are you? Friend of Lord Harsham. I want to know, truly do. But these accusations of heresy have thrown the House Hallionard into chaos. We must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. Most civilization must one day descend into war. Are we truly powerless to how would we live every life? I gather you've been busy since we last spoke. Lord Hoshafal's missive was positively glowing. But if you think his endorsement is cause for me to disregard your Guardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. We are at war, madam, and the enemy grows bolder every day, by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Guillaume arrived in Corthus, countless heretics have been discovered even amongst the elite of Guardian society. If Lord Hoshafal wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he's truly blind to the present state of affairs. We came to find an airship, yet now we meddle in Guardian affairs estate? Gods, if Alice would hear it, I would never hear the end of it. I'm glad we left the observatorium. People that were not friendly. Though even here I can feel our eyes upon us. We are not safe. By your countenance, I take it you did not learn of anything of use. Nor did I of you. Seems the whole of Curthus is consumed by this talk of heretics in the high houses. We can only hope that my sources in Ishgard provide more pertinent information. I had another personal request to make of you. Concerns Lord Falset, of whom there has been much has been whispered in recent days. I've received a report that he and three knights were seen heading north towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago run by Drovanian horde, so I'm not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Falset's party requires assistance. Where's Lord Crossell? Please, you must find him. It's not safe here. We must flee. So fast, so strong. We were no match. Who goes there? Sainthia! No, stay back! Theoden's still there. How long have you praised? You did it! What were the others? The 3 knights who accompanied me, where are they? Confound it! How is it we to redeem House Hallionard if we cannot even slay a single Avis? Unfortunately, you came along when you did, Miss. House Hallionard will remember your kindness. Beast cries from over yonder. Then Lord Falcel is safe. Bless you, miss. Bless you. Curse those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. It was a foolish thing to do, I know. I'd hoped we would demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scale Kid. Moreover, it was House Hallionard that yielded the Steel Vigil to the Horde many years ago. I might say that our defeat heralded the slow decline of our house's once great name. Even though these despicable accusations of heresy. Despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall deaf ears, I will proclaim myself my innocence to my dying breath. What did you find at the Steel Vigil? Ah, I see. A reckless plan, but at least it did not cost him and his life their lives. I have news for you as well. Witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Falcel at Skyfall Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a woman who might later be declared a heretic. Not unreasonable fear, given the zeal which Inquisitor Guillaume has conducted his investigations. In any case, if you wish to obtain this testimony, we must first declare Lord Falcel's name, by association yours. As I see it, key to proving Lord Falcel's innocence is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you wish to so recovered. If you would please, tell me of the incident in question. So it was found in the locked chest labeled as the property of Lord Falcel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here's what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickman. He works closely with the porters who are ferrying goods across Carthus, so he might have some inkling who could be responsible. What do you think? Larger and warmer than you expected, Alan. This fort is also a place of shelter for the common folk. It is better to rebuild a dragon seer than burn with it. Eh? Someone tampering with shipments. Fury strike me down. If all of them rosaries found in our people's possessions were planted. Hey now, don't give me that look, lass. I'm a House Halloran man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family too. I ain't saying the porters what were bringing the shipments did it though. I know most of them that work the trade routes and I've never heard it had cause to question their faith. But it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, most shipment is every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it. Could have been the followers who were responsible for the inspectors? Gosh, guardian knights and inquisitors, a lot of them. As if they ever turned their clothes. That means the porters are the most likely suspects. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. So we're coming to grab Dragonhead from White Rim Front today. You might consider having a war with them. You a sturdy lass. If you want to keep it that way, take my advice. When hauling heavy shite, lift through the legs, not your back. Learn that one the hard way. That is some nice boarding. Wow. Titania. Okay, that is some cool boarding. Okay. No time to talk. We're on a tight schedule. Once we made deliveries here, we're to deliver the parcels of Skyfire locks. Beg your pardon. You suspect we porters have been planning draconian browseries and House Halliard shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. Say what you will. My conscience is clear. Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. But that's impossible. Once the Knight of Wiper in front concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself. If I had been the culprit, I would have never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Harshaw. I will not be held accountable for this. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. But more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? More draconian rosaries, and every single parcel bound for Skyfire locks. That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Halliard's reputation. Whoever responsible for it has overplayed his hand. And praise Halone that he did. Lord Fonsal's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we were to declare his name. From the very first, I knew it could not have been so many members of the House Halliard who were heretics. At last, we can give lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Brigitte. Tell her that House Portal asks, nay demands, that Lord Fonsal's trial be postponed until full investigation has been conducted. What is it, my child? Lord Harshaw would have the Inquisitors do what? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Guillaume presides over Lord Fonsal's trial at Wishtop even as we speak. Fear not. If Lord Fonsal is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Halone's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard. Does my presence make you uncomfortable? Be at ease, my child. If you're a goodly, righteous woman, then you have naught to fear from an Inquisitor. They have taken Lord Fonsal to Witchdrop. This is madness. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Sainthia, I will dispatch you and one of my knights to Witchdrop to forestall the proceedings until such a time as I am able to join in petition to Inquisitor Guillaume in person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Fonsal alive.